Hello, everyone. I'm Stephanie. This is Vanessa.
Hello, hola.
We are the Real Motherfuckers.
We are. We get real. We're mothers, and sometimes, fuckers. We fuck things up.
We actually did do a recording yesterday of us fucking our partners, so yeah.
Not literally, but just talking about how it went. So don't be looking for that video.
Well, actually, we're redoing this one. We did this episode a few weeks ago, and it's on friendships, mothering, and friendships, and the complexities of that. Mm-hmm. And we did that one after we had recorded a previous one,
which was our very first one.
And I think we're being way too ambitious.
Yeah.
And we're like, let's record another one. We're so good. And then we did it, and I think we were like, we fell flat because I think we were kind of tired and like.
Our nerves had worn out.
Right.
But not only that, we had crotch shots and me fidgeting around and all kinds of funny things that we were just not. But also we wanted to bring this again because other things have come up where we can make it more fruitful for you guys to enjoy and maybe hear other topics that, will bring you joy. Maybe it'll help you reflect more. So that's fun.
So I yesterday saw one of my writer group friends had posted something on his Instagram stories, and said something like, I feel so embarrassed saying this, but, I think he read something about how we need friends outside of our romantic partner. And he's like, it's hard to find friends as an adult, and it feels lame. And I agree. And I feel like a lot of us feel that way.
Yes.
That it's hard to find friends because we live in our lives and our bubbles with our families, and we have to spend so much time with them. We get to spend so much time with them. And we have to be very mindful about who we hang out with. And then also like just finding these friends too. When I first moved out here 10 years ago, we live in an area everything's kind of far apart. There's no city, there's no town. I moved out here having a job where I work from home, so I'm super isolated then. And it was just me and my husband. I wasn't a mom yet. And then I had a baby a year later. And my baby wasn't going to daycare or any kind of place like that. So I was at home all the time and never went out. And I had really bad postpartum depression, and I realized I needed connection.
Yeah.
Besides my husband, besides my baby. And, I think that a lot of us think like, oh, like that's all you need. But no.
You think it fills you. It's a surprise. It's a really sad surprise, I feel, in motherhood.
Yeah.
You feel like this is going to be the most blissful ass time of my life.
Yeah.
And nothing's, it's going to be like this. It's like this culmination of perfection that you've been putting in your head since you were maybe even a kid, that once you got married, you got your stuff settled, you were going to have your kid, you and your spouse, and everyone was going to be okay. But no, there's like other little tricklets that come in. But do you feel like guilty that you felt that way about your life at that point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I felt this weird sense of like, why do I have people around me all the time, but I feel so lonely? The two people, I had my husband, my baby, my nanny. I talked to all my coworkers all the time over the phone, but I felt so lonely, and I felt like there was this one thing that was missing of just like another connection outside of my home, just getting to know people and doing my like interesting things with other people outside of my family.
It was this womanhood connection.
Yeah.
It's relating to, oh my God, like my breasts hurt right now. Oh my God, sex hurts. Oh my God, my hair's falling out. Oh my God. That it's nice for you to say it out loud, what things are bothering you, and have someone say, hey, you know what? It's cool. It's happening to me too. Yeah. And then just being able to, you can say that to your husband, but they're going to just be like, oh, it's okay. You look great. And
I know. Don't say that to me. Don't try to fix things.
And don't try to fix things. And I love my husband. Yeah. And, we both love our husbands, but, they do. They love us, and they do want to fix it because they don't want to see us unhappy. But with women, we want to be able to say it. It's like a therapy session, right? Yeah. It's a real therapy session. and you get to be just honest with someone that is possibly going through the same thing you are. But it's, if you're isolated like you were, as I was as well, it's hard to find the avenue to find that friend, the opportunity to find that friend. And not only that, to get to that level of intimacy where you can be honest about getting there.
Yeah.
So, but I did remember that you did something that you said was embarrassing to find a friend, but I think you went about it the right way and it went well for you. Can you please share that? How you met your friend?
I online dated. I went on Meetup. I was like, how else am I going to find people? I went on Meetup and I dragged my husband along to the first meetup to a brewery. I was like, let's go to the brewery. And I didn't tell him.
Just in case it got creepy, you had like muscle to like make it not creepy.
So he's like, how, like, did not understand. I told him like right before, like, we're basically going to look for friends that, you know, speed dating. And we ended up finding some of our best friends there. That's great. They really helped me like come alive again. And I have one kid at the time and they had two, and it was just really cool to see like a different parenting dynamic, but similar parenting dynamic. And we were both, we just had such good energy from the beginning.
Was it easy for you meeting a friend that way? Easy for you to get personal quick with her? Do you feel like you guys that's great?
Well, and it was so cool because she went home and told her husband the same thing because they had met a bunch of other people because there were a lot of people there, and I was like, oh, I like them the most. Yeah, and they went home and they're like, oh, I like them the most. We're like, we loved each other.
Wait a minute, I didn't know there was like a group.
Yes, it was literally like speed dating. Like there were like probably, I don't know, 10, 15 couples.
That's a trip. I thought you were just meeting her. Okay,
no,
that is another level of this.
And like it's funny because after that I was like, I can find friends through Meetup, and so I went to probably like I don't know how many meetups after that, and I didn't find any other connections. There was one other couple that we ended up like being friends with, but yeah, it's like dating where you have to go through a lot of people who you don't make connections with. Yeah, but then you will find the one.
You will find the one, and you know, I think the older we get, you find the one. Like you find the one that you can call for certain things. I feel like there's certain friends that you can call for certain things. Like, God forbid there's a family tragedy. You know the first two people you're going to want by your side, or...
Oh my gosh! You know? When I met them, they helped me out because my nanny was getting sick a lot, and they were there for the tragedy of our nanny dying unexpectedly. And they helped take care of, you know, our daughter while I still had, you know, we both had to work, and yeah.
Oh my God.
Such a true testament to like friendship, you know.
It is.
You know, when
that nanny was your family.
Yeah.
That's a huge hit.
And maybe we'll talk about that another time, you know, help caregivers and people who help raise our kids.
Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. No, that yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like and then there's friends that you are the less serious friends, you know, that they're just fun.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, how did you meet? Because we realized we moved around here at the same time.
I know.
Didn't know anybody. How did you make friends?
Would you have chosen me if I was there?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, man. Well, I gotta say, you know, I was kind of isolated, and I kind of took that time. I almost felt like COVID-like for me. When after I had my baby, my husband worked, you know, 24 to 72 hours straight sometimes. So I'd be alone literally with my child. My family lived in Nebraska at the time. My brother was local, but he had his own life, you know, so he would visit occasionally. But I started, I would have to say Olivia was probably about 2, and I started going to parent-child at a local Waldorf school in Encinitas is the one I used to work at. So I thought, I want to go there. I wanted to be part of something I used to be a part of. So all of our friends ended up being in Encinitas or Carlsbad.
Oh, the distance.
So it was the distance thing.
Our friends that we met on Meetup.
Yeah.
They were like, but they live in that area that's so far.
Yeah, we're the other end of the world for people, especially if you're from Encinitas. If you're from Encinitas, like I lived there for 10 years, anything outside of the 3 exits is far. Nobody will go visit you. I swear to God. It's like my Encinitas friends. I'm like, I'll see you in 3 years. You know? But Yeah. If you're in Leucadian and Sanitas person in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So anyway, I would see them rarely. I'd see them at parent-child. We would do birthday parties. We would go on hikes. And so it was still spotty. And I feel like it wasn't until I started going to my local Waldorf school or local school that I found a group of moms and a teacher that I could talk to that made me feel at home and welcome and I could share things. But I do have to say I didn't find the friend, local friend, mom friend until my daughter's like 3rd year at the school. There I felt really, truly comfortable about sharing maybe feelings that I was uncomfortable with about myself or mom things, bodily things, or straight up to ask for help.
Yeah.
To ask for help for me was like, with a friend, it was like a weakness that I didn't want people to see in me.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think that I needed them or be a needy friend, but, you know.
Vulnerability is a beautiful thing.
It totally is.
I have a friend who told me that she was like, we can be friends, when I told her, sometimes don't you just want to fucking punch your husband in the face?
And I'm sure, yes. And I'm sure it's likewise. I'm sure they wish that they could just be in the 50s and back.
She's like, I knew you were the one.
You know,
when she said that one.
You know, it's just funny. Like, this was 1950. I'm pretty sure her husbands would want us in the kitchen barefoot up. You know, we're primal still. We get the urge to be tigers.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. And so you don't want to vent to them what they're doing to you. So you need the other friend to say, I don't want to bitch slap him, so I need to tell you what I'm feeling.
Exactly.
No, totally. No, I love it. I think once I found that group of that friend, she had other friends in our same community that we would start doing with. So then it kind of started to open up and you got to know those people. And then that's kind of how I got to know you too. Our daughters became friends, you know, and they're in the same class and we started seeing each other more and having little snippets of conversation. Yeah. I was like, God, I love this girl. I loved your voice, first of all. Like, it's so cute.
Thank you.
The way you say things, I'm like, oh my God, it just makes it better. It's like British people, you know, but you have you have this quality about you that's very refreshing. And I wanted to get to know you. You were real.
Do you find, I'm gonna this is how my mind works, is it jumps.
Okay, go for it. Jelly bean.
Like, we're talking like the great friendships. Do you have friends that you've like bowed out from? Because I feel like time is such an issue and quality is such an issue. And I feel like I would love to hang out with all my friends all the time, but I have to kind of be
your top
very
5?
Strategic. Yeah.
Was it Verizon that used to have your top 5 calls that you could call all the time?
You could call all the time.
Yeah, that's what you get charged for.
Yeah, the minutes don't matter.
Yeah. I have fired friends. I have, you know, just naturally fizzled out of friendships.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've noticed that they were the ones that weren't supposed to be happening anymore. Yeah. We weren't a match anymore. Yeah. It was like crickets when we'd hang out. There's nothing in common anymore.
The spark.
Yeah, it was gone.
The spark. For me, there was one where it was too much spark was taken from me. Like, every time we hung out, I was like, I'm so exhausted from all of it felt like very much pulling a lot of energy from me, and then it wasn't reciprocal.
So she would dump all her stuff on you and be like, peace, I got all your good shit. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah. I have a family member that was like that, and we're no longer. But it's a real thing. In Kabbalahism, they really much, there's some like windows that they believe in, but there is that very much. We are all energy, and you know, when we hug, when we touch, when we're around each other, there is this exchange. So, like, if you do like being around someone peaceful, it's because that's their energy, right? Yeah. Which is someone that's, like, hyperactive. It's hard. It's, like, makes you feel that energy. Like, right?
Oh, my gosh. I was just thinking about the people connection and energy, because you were the one who convinced me to go to a damn yoga class.
I know.
Because I was like, I just do it at home.
I do it at home. I'm all, no.
You're like, you need to go to a class and feel the energy and make energy with other people. And that, I think, is, like, such a a lovely way to look at friendship too. It's a good exchange of energy.
It's a good exchange of energy. And you know, that's, for me, that's how I've now from, you know, my high school, you know, there's still childhood friends that I have that I love, and they've been there for me, and they're just like my little friendship soulmates. There's a few. And we stay connected when we can, and we love each other. But now locally, the ones I choose to have time with, you're one of them, obviously, is, you know, the ones where we help each other out, where it's fun. We help each other out. And it doesn't always have to be fun either. Like if I'm sad or shitting my pants, like you're there for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, like it's that combination, and it's fun, but mostly, and I know this sounds weird, but it's true. It's like, not that I'm like obsessed with you or anyone else I've been around with, but there's something about you that I admire, that I want to learn from you as a friend.
Same.
You know?
Same. It's like we're exchanging energy. We're exchanging new intelligence with each other. And I mean, like, I've gotten a lot from you we haven't been like...
We newlyweds.
Oh my God. We're in the honeymoon
Newly
period.
friends.
We're in the honeymoon period. I mean, like, and also it's interesting because for us to agree to do this together, we had to also agree to a different level of a friendship.
Oh, totally.
Well. You know, being business partners it's a scary thing too. There's the risk of like, well, if shit goes south, then how's our friendship?
Are you going to talk to me?
Yeah.
You didn't pay that bill, bitch. You better pay that website fee.
Yeah.
No, I think going into this with you, I knew that's why I feel it took me a bit to even manifest this with someone. And I felt like with you, I'm like, she's professional. She's honest. You know, you're all the good qualities I would want to do this with.
Okay, so this brings me to all the good qualities, all the types of friends. So there is this Substack writer that I love and follow. Her name is Emma Gannon. And she wrote this list of like 18 friends that you have. And I'm sure I have more than like, I can think of a few more. But she has some really good categories of friends. Like childhood friends. You just talked about
the handful, or the 2 or 3 or 1 that you keep for life.
Yep.
For sure.
I have a childhood friend. We she just asked me to be her son's godmother. Yeah, I was so
touching.
Touched. Yeah. And then there's best friends, industry friends. Oh, the industry friend that crosses over to close friend. I have a few of those. I actually feel like I picked up one like really good friend from each job that I've had. And I love seeing them like come with me through my life.
Well, I feel like the industry friends, the name kind of feels really like...
I know, like
yeah, it sounds like, oh, that's a cold one.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of downplayed because those are the people that you guys kind of, you're like counselors, because when you work with people, you're kind of like a family. You spend more time with them than your family. So like there's some shit that goes down, gossip, things that you didn't feel that were fair. You're there to counsel each other through those moments and be like, should I say something? Should I not say something? I feel taken advantage of. There's like a lot of levels to it.
And it's like, when things go badly at your job, they could be the person that like you can go to, and they are the only ones that will understand.
Yeah, because they know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
They'll be like, yeah, that motherfucker's not good. Like, yeah, they should fire him.
Yep.
You know?
I feel you. Okay. The long distance friend. Do you have a few of those?
I do. And you know what? Those are my childhood peeps too. Like they're the ones that know my history. They know like the best
ones is like when they're long distance, it's the best excuse to go on a trip and like meet with them where they are, or meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. You have that like chunk of a week or a year or something where you like, as soon as I sit down with that friend, you probably feel
pick up where you left off.
Yeah, but you're like, hurry up. We only got a week. Like, me and my friend was like, hey, tell me everything. 5 minutes. You know, and it's such a good feeling, though. And those are the friends that I feel that I can, you know, we don't talk for months, and then we call each other, and we're just like, hey, how are you? Like, if we've seen each other yesterday. And I feel like there's a treasure there.
Yeah.
Right? So long-distance friends, you know who you are. We love you.
I know.
We miss you.
So many.
Get on that plane. But no, they're amazing.
Oh my God, the flaky friend.
Yeah, but the flaky friend, I feel like that one, that's something that hurts me, and I cannot tolerate.
Yeah. I'm the same, and I have an issue with like, again, the exchange of energy, right? So like, if I feel like I'm putting more effort into the friendship, way more than you, or if I'm initiating things, I'm like, do you not want to hang out with me? Like, so I'm just like, I don't have time for that. Or I don't have time to like have someone make me question who I am in my relationship with you.
Or they're like, we can't make it, or they're last minute cancellations, like when you're moving your life around and your family's life around to make it time for them. And that is one of my pet peeves in life, people that don't show up when they say they are. That's when I unleash that's my work. That's a human being. I want to like get down, like be upset. So I think if you're a flaky friend of mine, it's going to be temporary friendship.
Yeah.
Because I don't play with that.
Yeah. I can respect a flaky friend who will be outward about it though and say, please don't be offended. I guess, like, I don't know.
But maybe it's not all the time though.
Yes. No.
If it's all the time, adios.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah.
I don't deal with that shit.
Like once they start realizing that like it's only me doing the work.
Yeah, and mommies, we don't have time for that. Like I'm not trying to make choices for mothers, but if you got something like that going on in your life, you gotta that's coming next for what we're gonna say, but you gotta really take stock of that. That's not okay, in my opinion, if it's happening all the time. Mm-hmm. But
should we go through more? Yeah, should we go to the tip?
I don't know. Let me see what else we got here. Yeah, we should go to the tip.
Okay.
Just the tip.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's some good ones here. The very intense friend.
Oh God.
The trial friend. So the one that like
you just started.
You're just starting. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So let's do the intense friend first.
Okay.
So when I say that without reading what this lovely lady wrote, and I love that article as well. And can you please remind me what her name is again? Who wrote this? Emma. Okay.
Emma Gannon.
So this is someone who needs your attention all the time. Is that correct? Is that how I'm getting this?
It's the person who sends you a million emojis, writes essays on WhatsApp, or wants to FaceTime you at midnight. These friends have taught me how to have boundaries because they have none.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe your personality likes that. I mean, if that's the kind of friends you want to have, but because the mommyhood thing, and if especially you moms out there who are in the middle of maybe breastfeeding and you don't want a fucking midnight emoji wake up when you just went to sleep after breastfeeding, that might not work out.
Wait. Okay. So on the flip side of that, I did have we had equal exchange of like text back and forth and stuff like that. But when I was nursing, I had a friend that I met only through Facebook. It's just like a weird, like, and we're great friends now. And we would text each other in the middle of the night while we were nursing to make and like, she's 2 hours ahead of me. So she'd wake up to nurse and see my text, and it made us both feel better that we weren't the only ones awake at 2:00 in the morning.
But I don't know if that's intense.
That's not intense. I'm not trying to say it's intense, but it reminded me of that.
But I think there's exceptions.
Yes, exactly.
To that text.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I dig. That's really cute, actually.
I know, it was such a great, like, you're the one friend that's making me feel like because you know how you feel when you're up at all hours of the night and you feel like you're literally the only one awake.
Yeah, you're going to be like, I'm going to be the one to see the UFO today. It's going to be out there. No, it is. But I think the intense friend is the one who, for me, it's the one that kind of is the energy sucker. Needs to be the center of attention in a crowd uncomfortably. Yeah. Maybe even does inappropriate things, like where you're like, oh my God, like, don't do that, maybe.
Yes.
Like, we're in our middle age here. Like,
no, we're all hanging out and everybody's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and so then
their hands over their face.
So then they think, oh, those other girls show their titties too. And you're like, no. It could be one of them friends. Not happening. No, this list, if you guys have a chance to look at it,
I'll share it.
We'll be sharing it, and it's interesting.
Yeah. reminded us of what our just the tip of the day is.
Yes.
Which is, you've probably heard the saying of like, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Yeah, you're making them choices the same as they are. You have the same lifestyle.
Yeah. Take stock of your friends.
Take stock of your friends. And then maybe even write down. And I know we're going to be saying this a lot, but it becomes personal when you can channel and write something down of what your values are and how you want to spend your time. Do you want to spend your time, growing with your friendship? Maybe there's a friend that inspires you, meditating, or there's something that they're getting into. Maybe they're gardening. I mean, it could be anything that you truly will both enjoy together. Maybe that could be, let's start listing those friends.
One would be like writing down what you would like in your friendships, or what you would like in your friendships in the next phase of your life. Because I think that is something that I realized when I was thinking through this, is that like our wants and needs of friendships have changed so much throughout our lives and through the decades.
Yeah. And this is a cool thing, like being a mom, a new mom, you're kind of like, you can restart again. Like it's a restart, and it's going to be a different relationship than any of your other friendships. I do have to say, motherhood friendships.
Yeah.
Not that my other friendships were not meaningful, because they are, and they still are. It's just another level of who you are as a mother.
Yeah.
And the reciprocation of I'm there too. Like the whole reason we're doing this podcast, you're not alone.
Yeah.
I feel ya, all that good stuff. But yeah. And then also, are they worthy of your time and your family's time?
Yeah.
Noting that as well. Like, is it worth not having a chill day at home and resetting with just your family? Are those friendships worth driving the hour? Worth the vacation? Worth the phone call taking away from your family? It really has to be worth it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I hope that you find your 5 that are worth it for you. Again, if you guys have any questions, comments, or any suggestions for future posts, we'd love to hear. Love to hear. So that's about it.
Adios.
Let's lift up that.
Oh yeah, the pussycats. Woo!